Shares of ChromaDex surged this year after the maker of dietary supplements showed evidence that one of its products could improve recovery in COVID-19 patients. Let's bring in the CEO. Robert Fried joins us, Chief Executive Officer from ChromaDex. Robert, it's great to have you on the show after we just talked about your company on our overlooked stock block. So I want to first introduce what your guys' traditional business is, and then I want to get into what happened here in the study related to COVID.
ChromaDex today is the story of something called NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, which is a coenzyme found in all living cells, declines under times of physiological stress or aging. Traditionally, ChromaDex has been an analytical testing and ingredients business, but 4 years ago we decided to go all in on this ingredient called nicotinamide riboside, which safely and effectively elevates NAD levels.
So this is designed from a perspective of, from what I've read at least, to kind of slowing down the aging process is kind of what it's pitched as?
We position it as an anti-aging supplement, and it works as an anti-aging supplement. But what NAD really does is it's involved in key metabolic functions like energy metabolism. For example, when you elevate NAD, you increase mitochondrial biogenesis, the number of mitochondria in your cells, and the efficiency of those mitochondria. But it also increases the number and effectiveness of enzymes called PARP enzymes, which are responsible for the repair of damage to the cell as it happens. So when you take our product, True Niagen, you elevate NAD, you increase mitochondrial function and PARP function, and what in essence you have is a stronger, more youthful cell, able to manage the physiological stressors that happen in everyday life.
Okay. Now, is this a product you can buy over the counter?
Presently, it's available on Amazon and our website, TrueNiagen.com, and will soon be available in 3,800 Walmart stores.
Got it. Okay. Let's talk about the COVID story now, because this is what really put the stock on a lot of people's radar. I see that your company's been growing its top line revenue now for some time. I see that the numbers in terms of growth have been elevated between 20 and 50% over the past 2 years. But the COVID story is really what caught the market's attention. What happened here, and what's the status of using your product with COVID patients?
We understand that when a coronavirus attaches to a cell, NAD levels decline within 2 hours. And the reason why they decline is the cell is trying to ward off that invader. We made a study public back in April that showed that. Then in July, we released another study that showed when the ingredient in True Niagen is introduced to the solution, it's actually protective. As a follow-up to those two preclinical studies, a human clinical study was conducted, phase 2, in Turkey, of True Niagen in combination with 3 other dietary supplements, 100 patients, and 80 of whom took True Niagen, and the other 20 took a placebo. And it showed approximately a 30% reduction in the amount of time to recovery. Then they did a phase 3 study with 300 patients, 200 of which took the cocktail, and in that study, closer to 40% improvement in time to recovery. The reason is you're elevating PARP activity, you're elevating energy, and you're equipping the cell to fight off that viral invader. And we believe that it would work for many viruses, not just coronavirus.
So what's the status right now? You mentioned the phase 3 study. I know that correct me if I'm wrong and kind of walk me through what this meant, but I saw that the FDA issued a warning letter, not just to ChromaDex, but other dietary supplement companies that seem to kind of be a warning to consumers, hey, this hasn't been, something that has been approved by the FDA yet. So where are you with that relationship?
Well, our relationship with the FDA is excellent, but the rules are very clear. If you are going to market your product to be therapeutic for a disease, you have to apply for drug status.
Right.
Dietary supplements are not permitted to market to a disease, even if they have a study that shows an efficacy. So that's what the FDA wants companies to be careful of. There are many companies that are trying to jump on the coronavirus bandwagon without the actual scientific research and literature. We, of course, do have the scientific studies and literature to support, but still, we will only make structure function claims. In other words, claims about general health, not claims specifically about a disease.
So now, right now, if a COVID-19 patient learns about your product and they want to take it, obviously they can, it's their choice. In terms of whether it is part of a suggested action or if it is part of a treatment plan in an official capacity, is that part of a potential plan that you guys want to pursue? Do you want to have this as something that you can market directly towards COVID-19 patients? Do you think that's in the works?
We cannot market to COVID-19 patients. We can market to healthcare practitioners who can look at these studies.
Who can recommend it.
But we cannot and will not market to COVID patients or general consumers.
What do you see right now in terms of how it's affecting sales or growth going forward? We were just looking at the recent numbers from the earnings. Do you see this manifesting itself on the bottom line?
We do. What's happening globally is that people are becoming aware of the fact that NAD is very important to human health. That when we are under physiological stress, there is a need for NAD, and it declines with age. So our ability to manage stress declines. When you're 20 years old and you play basketball and you twist your ankle, you get a sprained ankle, 2-3 weeks later you're on the basketball court. But when you're 60 years old, it can become arthritis. Our cell's ability to manage that stress is related to NAD and other things. So we believe that the world is getting hip to the idea that as you elevate NAD, you improve your body's ability to manage physiological stress. The best, most proven, safest, and legal way to elevate NAD levels at this point is by taking True Niagen.
Okay. Speaking of the ankle, I've been having some issues since I fell off a scooter a couple months ago, so I might have to look into this into some more depth. Robert, thanks for walking us through what your company does. Appreciate you joining us here.
My great pleasure. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you very much. Robert Fried is the Chief Executive Officer at ChromaDex.